Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Last time, we found out Nick had amnesia after a mysterious person bashed him upside the head with something. He was defending this lovely lady right here, and he forgot, obviously, and so he had to remember who he was. It didn't really take too long for him to remember who he was. As soon as he found a contradiction, he did his thing, and now we're at a recess for this trial. Let's continue on. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. Okay, violence. Bird, please. I know you're a cop, and violence runs in your veins, but calm down. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh well. That's all the more reason to do it, isn't it? Yay, social commentary. No. I'll think I'll pass on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Nor kicking. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So, my name is Phoenix Wright. What a weird name. It's like some localization team gave me this name, and it was actually something way more badass. Oh. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card? I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. Oh, that's nice. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? But it's my business card. I know I gave it to you, but it's still mine. Okay, there are some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. I guess for now we should stop talking about me, and start talking about this case. This case? Yup. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up and then tell me. This might be very important. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. She has that goddamned badger on her sweater. Or whatever the hell that is, jogging suit, whatever the hell. Hoodie. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. Interesting. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where's the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Isn't that phone in my pockets? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... You were here all along. Maya! It's been so long, girlie. You're so mean. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now who in the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Well, of course. I mean, there are reasons why, but I don't think it's appropriate at this point in the games. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super-important evidence. Here you are, Nick, the thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to find out some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in, there's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Why are you asking that? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they are from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. Well, he is ancient. He's what, like 25? He might as well just kill himself. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Wait, I can check how old he is in the court record, I'm pretty sure. Nope, he doesn't have his yet. That's the thing that'll happen later. You get to present yourself and not just your badge. It's hilarious. Anyway. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. But Maya, you left and did spirit training. There was this whole dramatic scene on the train. Why are you back? How are you back? These questions may never be answered. The court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about this next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people in the wrong way, you see. So I asked that the court might be a little lenient on. There is no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness, a drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk. Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling... Oh, no. Old bag, please. Something about an unbeatable university and a walk. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh, man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. Can you even get a doctorate in drifting? And by drifting, do you mean just being a vagabond, or do you mean street racing? The fuck are you talking about, Wellington? If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. So, you're a bum. Like me. Yay. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder you were taking a strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with Mommy. If you must... Oh, shit. Pain. Being all sweaty like that, but taking charge. I have a newfound respect for you. Anyway, please testify to the court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know, you... What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. A banana? What the fuck are you talking about, banana? Maggie didn't see a banana. Why would you see a banana? That was certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes, and if she really is innocent, that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may not question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. All right, Mr. Wellington. You're going to be well done by the time I get through with you. Beef Wellington. That's the joke. I'm sorry. We don't need any of these. Remember her sweet face, and a pretty defendant. The only other thing I saw was the banana. Again, why would you see a banana? Do you mean this baseball glove? Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's lewd, Phoenix. That's not... It's a... No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness... he loves bananas, as much as Koichijo loves them balls. Oh, he has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? How? What? You... Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden?
Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas.
No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. Oh, damn, Judge. Just put him in his place. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to god damn it. Old Bag, shut up. I bet you're related to Old Bag. And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 20/25. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? That's... you know... You need glasses, buddy. Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? Something tells me nope. Choking yourself is not going to make you feel better. How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting evil man. You're like those people who... God damn it. Wellington, please, I can't read that fast. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at the time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by the witness.
But the height difference was only 9 feet.
It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. What are you talking about? This ain't like the witch trials. Now then, please continue your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next, in the moments after you witnessed the crime.
The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been around 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. I really don't want to, especially if he goes into another tangent. Alright. I don't need none of this. Not now? Alright, now we do. Because I'm pretty sure. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. Let's take a look at that autopsy report. Time of death at 6:28 p.m. Well, Mr. Wellington, it looks like I found a fatal contradiction in your decisive testimony. What's up, bitch? You got anything? I don't think you do. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45. There is a clear 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think that this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap.
The witness is in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed.
15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington. Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes?
Answer the question.
Telephone. Spit it out.
Take charge, Phoenix. Whip your dick out and slap him in the face with it.
I was searching for a phone booth.
A phone booth?
You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions as if you're trying to open all the layers of a Matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special.
Witness?
I lost my cell phone there. Are you happy?
You lost it?
Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard of all geniuses? And I swear to God, if you do it again, I'm going to slap you.
Physically, not just, emotionally.
Enough!
Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone.
Nick, that cell phone. Could it be?
You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Well, obviously we're going to question further. Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now?
What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused.
I found my phone, I'll have you know. See, here it is. Oh, here is it. A little bit of a typo there, Mr. Localization Team.
Oh, I see.
Huh, looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that just maybe this was his.
Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have a cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth.
But what are you talking about? His search for a phone booth? But there's a phone booth right there. Mr. Wellington, something sure smells fishy.
Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright?
There's something. Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone.
How dare you?
You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth.
Well, that's crime photo 1.
It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this. At the crime scene photo...
Is there a problem with it?
No, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is wrong with you. No. It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Order!
What does reporting the crime a little late prove for you?
There was a gap. A 15-minute gap. That's what it proves. The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes.
That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. Now on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for a cell phone, was he looking for something else? Was he? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? I might have an idea. There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you'll be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Don't whip your dick out and slam my face with it. I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. See, that's what I mean. That's what I meant last time with the health bar. Some cases you just have a completely flashing yellow one because they want you to feel the pressure. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? He was probably looking for his glasses. Mr. Wellington. What? Don't do that. You almost made me have a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find... I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! Now wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and search frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Oh. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out his cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now's our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sick him in one shot. Yeah, this is so exciting, watching you work again. Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. More like edge of the telephone antenna. Order! Order! Your Honor! Oh. Your Honor, the defense. The defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. Why? That's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. So basically, you're saying that in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, well, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would that person know her name was Maggie? Maggie. That is a good point. The witness didn't even know Miss Bird before this trial. Oh, I forgot. Was there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? Yes, there was a way, actually. Remember Maggie's testimony? Well, her testimony before the court appeared, or happened again. Trial happened again. Those are the words I was looking for. It would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? I don't know. Maybe it was the cell phone. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why, how did you?
Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with...
Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between this witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Order!
But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive.
And your point is?
Is very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason.
Payne, shut the fuck up. When has motive ever been used in this court? Besides, like, a few times. Everything else, especially later, is just like, I don't give a fuck what your motive is.
Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone.
That is absolutely correct. I had no motive. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Good old Nick, bluffing extraordinaire. He's not an ace attorney. He's an ace bluffer. Alright, well, remember that name list we got. That's what we need. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone of the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group.
What? Con artists?
Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. I don't... What universe do you live in that has that for laws? Pretty sure murder is still ranked pretty high there, buddy. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. Oh, shit. Phoenix, just stop laying the smackdown on this poor child. He can't handle much more. He's about to choke himself out. I'm pretty sure he's addicted to asphyxiation. Maybe you should actually stop. Sounds like he's getting off on it. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. Do you think any of you, can know what it's like to be a refined man like me?
Your Honor, this is unjust badgering of the witness.
Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Duh. I'm pretty sure he is. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? My brain just stopped working there for a second. I'm sorry. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. No, this is too much. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. The police officer.
Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
Your Honor, this is unjust badgering of the witness.
Hey, Payne. How about you just take a back seat? Let the big boys roll. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please.
Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello?
Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back.
The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird and to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone?
That is a very valid point. What does the defense think about this point? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner.
But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant?
I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that didn't agree with the witness? Alright. We can present profiles as evidence now. And, yeah. He saw Dustin. And Dustin, as we know, was in full uniform at the time. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim.
The victim? You mean Dustin Prince?
Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh. The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known that they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid that the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying? Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking.
It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education.
What's that supposed to mean?
The evidence. Evidence!
That guy is really creeping me out.
All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious con group that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence?
You want proof that this phone is yours?
I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't have even the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. You can't be sure if it isn't mine, you simpleton.
What?
It feels so good to see you squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence.
Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. Fingerprints on the phone. Probably. I got it. We should check for fingerprints.
Fingerprints? What are those? It's not like we have these devices in this timeline. Oh, wait, we do!
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone.
Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off.
I what?
You said there was sand all over it, so...
You wiped it? I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. It's oh so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves.
He's made a complete recovery.
How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared.
You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence.
Mr. Wellington.
What's this?
From the way you talk to me, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much! And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my, now I remember!
Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when.
What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes?
Nick, you've worked so hard to get this far, but in the end it just doesn't even matter.
Oh, I'm sorry, I memed it up there. I'll go burn in the fires now.
If you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free.
I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that?
Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis, and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short.
Where? Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet.
Who I am. The court hereby concludes the cross-examination.
If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Well, no, we ain't gonna just wait and see. Of course we can't just wait and see. We gotta raise an objection. My name is Phoenix Wright. That's what I do. Please wait, Your Honor. All right, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Did you already forget what we were just talking about earlier, Judge? I know you're old, but come on. Everything. Your Honor, this cross-examination has already ended. If he questions the witness with any more of his badgering... You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client, and for you. What are you talking about for me? I'll still lawyer. My client will just be thrown in jail. My reputation will be a little bit, damaged. But other than that, I'll still go on just fine. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. Hey, Payne, why are you objecting to my agreement? What the heck? I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Yo, Payne. Dick, were you paying attention? I am the judge. I tell you what happens. I'm reinstating the cross-examination. I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Yeah. Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything. Well, we got that business card from Maggie at the start of this video, so let's use it. Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. Oh, thank you. Judge, you're too nice. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, this is something very important about that card. And that is the back of the card. This card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Right now, but court is still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. You guys really need to update your cell phones. Those bricks need to go away. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We're going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... Oh, Nick, I knew you liked the Steel Samurai. What? Why is my phone? And what is this stupid-sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. Your... No, it can't... By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Oh, well, he's dead. Phoenix, you're going to be charged with murder. If you'd like to defend yourself, you'll be... I suppose you can do that. You've done it before, so why not do it again?
So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington.
He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone, and in order to hide his involvement with the con artists group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgment. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding, it's Mr. Wellington's, naturally.
Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. That is all. This court is adjourned.
I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It couldn't have been that bad, could it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. Oh man, that is the worst of all. I'm sad thinking about that. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then, at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Oh, that's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently, too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Well, okay. Are you sure that's, Lady Luckless talking? And not, Lady Luck? At least the old lady didn't fucking die. Unlike your boyfriend. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything's all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Oh, well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm going to make it. I promise. Well, I wouldn't say you're a Goddess of Misfortune. I mean, you fell from the 9th floor of your apartment building and you survived. You're obviously here, so that's pretty lucky. Poisoned food, you survived that. You're pretty lucky, actually. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Shoot high for them goals, Maggie. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves, too. What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. At that moment, Everything really did come back to me. Like an ocean. Moving the waves. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. Oh, poor Payne. And this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been 2 months since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon, 2 months ago.